Hey, it's Josh, and you're listening to The Other Show.
I am 1000% convinced that anytime there's a female presence around, Kenny runs.
Runs to or runs from?
Yes.
Because often both.
It's just circles. Round and round circles.
Wait, do I circle women?
No, it's
Like, do I run around them?
It's like Scooby-Doo.
Is that just me?
I'm just saying what I see.
Is that an EVP?
Wait, hold
That's
on.
an EVP.
Is that a female voice?
What?
no, guys, there's a girl on the show. There's a girl on a woman on the other show.
We got some estrogen.
And I'm running away and surrounding her.
I don't want that to happen again. Thank you.
Hey, we'll get into that.
It's kind of funny because he looks kind of like Shaggy running in place, trying to get away from the ghost.
Yikes!
Because he's trying to run
Yeah.
to and away at the same time.
Is that just commentary on my looks?
Yes.
Oh, last week it was Devon Sawa, and now it's Shaggy. You guys are the worst friends.
Are we, though? Are we?
Hey, Jess, welcome to the show, by the way. Jess,
Thank you.
do I look like a sober Devon Sawa?
I don't know who that is.
He was in Casper and Now and Then, back in the 90s.
Oh.
Yeah, he was really cute back then, and now he's not so cute.
Yeah, he was like a huge crush, and
Yeah.
I don't know what he looks like as an adult, so
Don't look
He
it
looks
up.
like a drugged out Kenny.
it's gonna ruin my 8-year-old dreams. Okay,
It might, yeah. Keep the butt cut alive, okay? So, Jess, we have you here on the show for a reason, but we're not going to get into it quite yet. Guys, I want to complain real quick because it's near the 1st of May at this point, and I don't know if you guys do this, but when it's like the 1st of a month, I say, hey, it's bikini season or a swimsuit season or whatever. I need to lose some weight. And I always wait for the 1st of the month. Today, I already ruined it. Literally at the beginning of the month, I ruined it because...
The bikini or the weight loss?
Well, I kept the bikini. You know, it's not going to be a good look. But I drove by Crave before the show and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get a soda. Don't worry. Diet. It's going to be a diet with all the sugar juices and everything. And then I was like, oh, man, they have a salted caramel brownie at Crave. And you know, it's like $3. And I kind of owe this to myself for some reason. And then I was like, you know what, that Nutter Butter cookie looks really good too. I ended up getting 4 cookies and a soda for no reason.
No, Kent, I am convinced you cannot look at Crave's website without getting 4 cookies. You can't buy just one. Because you look at all of them and you're like, oh, that flavor looks good too.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Have you guys ever looked at the calorie count for these cookies?
Stop it right now.
Deliberately, I avoid that.
Yeah.
No, it's like 2,000 calories.
Stop it. Stop.
No.
Stop.
So-
you are a ruiner of joy.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
that's 600 above what I'm supposed to eat
know.
a day.
No,
Is it really 2,000?
yeah, no. So they list it at like 500 calories per serving. And there's 4 servings
no.
per cookie.
Oh, no. You're a jerk, Spencer.
That's like 3 sticks of butter per cookie.
Oh, so good. You can taste the butter. They're so good. Well, so what I do is I usually eat a cookie a day. But now I see that eating 1 cookie a day is my daily maximum.
Okay, here's the question, though, that I have for you.
Yeah.
Do you eat just one flavor? So you're like, okay, today is chocolate chip cookie day. Or do you get 4 different flavors and then you cut them?
I cut them into quarters because I like to snack throughout the day, but because I'm Jewish and kosher, I only like to do 1 cookie a day. I don't like to mix and match.
Sure.
I keep it all separate.
No, I cut them into quarters and have a quarter, and it ends up being like a cookie and a half, and then I don't eat for the rest of the week.
Jess, what about you? Do you have any? Is this a vice for you?
Cookies, always.
Okay.
Like everything right now is a vice for me, and I've been trying to do really well, and then Robert like brings home donuts
Oh,
just because I've had a bad day, or like again cookies, and I'm just like
that's a good husband right there.
Well.
No.
That's a good
Is
supportive
it?
husband.
Is
I think
it?
yes.
No. I'm going to tell you exactly what he's thinking, and I'm sorry, Robert, for outing you, because I do the same thing. Stephanie
Okay.
says she's having a bad day, so I get her cookies. No, those cookies are for me. Those cookies are for me. You're just the excuse for me to get cookies. I'm sorry, Stephanie.
You're so lucky she's not in the room right now.
I know she normally is.
It's fine. I'll text her right now.
No, she
Yeah.
knows.
My problem is not the cookies. It's not the donuts. it's ice cream.
Oh,
Like 100% ice cream. And the worst part of marriage for me is
this should be good.
so I moved from Bountiful, right?
Yeah.
The famous place for ice cream in Bountiful is Nielsen's frozen custard.
Oh, yeah.
It's
of
so
course.
famous that there's one lane of a road that's totally shut down for the parking.
Exactly. Like on
Yeah.
any summer night, forget it. You know,
Yeah.
like you just have to wish that you can get out of Bountiful.
No,
Right.
Kent, Josh, I'm gonna tell you, it's not that they're famous. It's because they have 5 parking spots in that whole place.
Accurate.
No, it's true. When they put the quick duck like next door, I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. Like they should have just made it into a parking lot for Nielsen's.
Could you tell me what a quick duck is real quick?
A quick quack, a quick duck.
Oh,
I don't
there we
know.
go. That quick duck
Car
was
wash, car wash
like
place.
the Dollar General car wash place.
No,
Yes.
Kent, a quick duck is what he gets once a month for a sleepover.
Stop it. Stop it. My wife listens
Spencer,
to
we
the
don't want
show.
the E. Okay, so Josh, you moved from Bountiful.
Yeah, so moving from Bountiful, right? Nielsen's is right down the road from my parents. I moved to South Jordan, and where do I move to? Less than a quarter of a mile from Nielsen's frozen custard in South Jordan.
Perfect.
Like
Yeah.
I have to walk past Nielsen's to just get to the gym.
It's a net zero
How does
calorie.
that go?
Let me just say, I've ruined many workouts on my way home.
What's your go-to? I like the vanilla with caramel.
I'm
Just basic concrete.
I'm all about the Oreo concrete.
Oh,
That's so good.
Oreo. Sometimes if I want to treat myself, it's Oreo and raspberry.
Oh, fancy.
Little razzle dazzle in my concrete, you know.
So I'm not alone. I shouldn't feel guilty about splurging on 4 cookies that are going to last me for 4 days. Did I just barely before recording eat 1,000 calories worth of a cookie? Absolutely, I did.
And this is a judgment-free zone. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Listeners, please bless you agree with that.
Hey, Kent,
So
you
yeah.
are addicted to Devon Sawa. Just you're addicted to cookies.
be nice.
I'm holding on to that butt cut.
I actually designed my daughter was brushing my hair the other day, and I'm like, hey, part it down the middle, and we did. And I honestly, I'm kind of doing it right now. It's not the worst look, unless it is. You guys tell me. Is it okay if I bring it back?
No.
Hey, Kent, with that one, you're less Devon Sawa and more alfalfa.
Oh yeah, that's accurate. It's just I want to go between Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Devon Sawa, and just basically be in the 90s again. It's fine. Anyways,
Try and get in between, and you end up just as a Seth Green.
yeah.
Oh.
I'd have to shrink like 1.5 feet for that. Come on. So, all right. So before we get into the actual show and the reason that you're here, Jess, but really we don't need a reason. You're just here, and that's awesome.
That's what I was saying.
Josh, you brought something up last week. I think you made a promise
Yes.
to the listeners about merchandise.
Yes.
And I was like, this is not going to happen. So could you please go into that? Because we have an update there, right?
Yes, we do. So last week, I said I would give the first person to buy a Spaghetti Josh shirt $20. And we sold a shirt. So
Okay.
So who got the shirt?
Easton Bingham was the first
What
one.
a sucker.
But no. It doesn't stop there though. We've sold 5 Spaghetti Josh shirts.
No.
So do we have 4 people that are thinking they're the first ones?
No. I've made it clear
Okay.
that Easton was the one that got
Okay.
the $20. I'm gonna send. I'm getting some stickers made of the other show. I'm gonna send some stickers to the next 5 or so
Yeah.
that buy it. So, yeah,
I love that that's probably our highest selling merch. Like we could put Spencer's face or my face on a shirt and people are like, cool. But you have a near nude shirt, a picture of you eating spaghetti topless that your mom took.
hmm
And it's now the highest seller on the merch store.
these are just the days that we live in, guys. Like, I have no explanation.
If we put my face on a shirt, we'd get negative sales. Like, can you get negative sales on something?
I'm sure we could.
Let's try it out. Let's see.
I mean, we could maybe sell a shirt with Kenny and a butt cut or whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't
I'm glad
know.
you said cut and not just Kenny in a butt.
we could get banned from a merch store, and that would be a negative sale.
That's
just for
true.
your face.
That's true. Honestly, though, I've been kind of floored at the response to these.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's ridiculous, but you know what? People love art and really good art, and I can't blame them.
Take it easy.
I'm keeping those.
Okay.
I'm keeping those up. If you want to go buy your Spaghetti Josh shirt, as well as any of the other show shirts as well, you could go buy some of those. The other show or the other .show /store is where you get those.
Ooh,
but
nice plug. There we go. Okay, so Jess, hey, how's it going? Hey.
Oh, hey.
It's been a while, and you've gone by many names that I think our listeners would be familiar with. One was brought up last week when we were doing phone calls, and you've gone by, can I mention it? DJ Takara?
Yeah.
Wait, that's who that is?
Ooh, yeah, that was me for like a couple weeks.
Is this a Hannah Montana situation?
Jess is the best of both worlds. Let's be real. But yeah, you've been just Jess, and then gone, and now
and now she's here.
There's truly so much Jess and I need to work through and just have conversations, but we're gonna do it here on the show.
Do you need couples therapy?
Basically. How long has it been since you and I have recorded together? Like, do you remember the year that we, like, was it 2017, 2018?
It was 2016. I do remember the year because it's burned into my memory.
Wait, was it really 20? Was it that early?
Yeah, it was like October 2016 was like,
That's...
I think the last time.
Oh, she has a specific date.
I told you. It's very traumatic in my brain.
Was it really that long ago?
Yeah.
I hate that.
That's almost, what, 6.5 years?
Yeah.
That can't be. Holy cow.
A true story.
That's nuts.
Oh, wow.
She's like, October is a bad month. Anyways.
Well, at least for you, too.
So, holy cow. Well, I'll just say this. Thank you for being here. We literally reached out to you 10 minutes before we started recording.
Thank you for bringing me on the show. I'm really happy to be here and excited to talk to you guys.
I mean, obviously, if people are in the other chats, Jess is in there as well. But we obviously want to give you a voice here. Because you got a decent personality, even though sometimes you're mean. I mean, you're laughing because it's true.
Only when you deserve it, though.
How often do I deserve it?
All of the time.
I do remember her threatening you a number of times in the past to smack you in the balls. So
at least being remote, that's off the table.
Listen, I'm a mom now. I'm not as mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so actually, before we get into everything we want to talk about, give us a life update. Like you said, you're a mom.
Yeah, I'm a mom. I do that thing.
Yeah.
He's going to be 3 in June.
Crazy.
Which feels like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of living life, doing the mom thing, doing the family thing. We just actually moved to Draper.
Oh, wow.
So not too far from Josh.
Oh, yeah, that's not far at all.
And now I know that there's a Nelson's probably close by me because I was mourning being away from the Mill Creek one.
Let's go to the gym and then we'll hit up the Nelsons right after.
Perfect. I love it.
That's bad. It's bikini season, you guys.
I'm gonna fit in a bikini no matter what. So
I'm trying to work on being a muscle mommy. So
Jess, there's been times when I kept asking if you wanted to play games online with me.
You mean I kept asking if you wanted to play games?
And I would say a bunch of my friends and I would play at a certain time on the weekends, and you always kind of just bolt. I think that I get it. That's fine.
It's so weird.
Yeah, no, wait, that was me.
I've offered so many things. I will buy you the games. All you have to do is download the app.
You literally gave me a PC. I'm not going to make you buy games unless they're expensive.
I mean, they're not. They're like $10.
Yeah, but how often do you guys game? Do you and your husband game together?
No, because he doesn't play horror games. Really, we play very different games.
Really?
Well, yeah. Well, we sometimes play Final Fantasy together. There's that.
So you're pretty hardcore with that, and you always have been. Is he afraid of the scary stuff?
No.
I am.
He just thinks it's stupid.
Really?
Because we'll be playing like Phasmophobia or something, and like Robert will just end up dying.
Yeah. So what is that game, by the way? Just for those who don't know.
Phasmophobia. So it's basically like a ghost hunting game. So you
Mm-hmm.
take a bunch of equipment in, you have to find the ghost, and then decide what it is, and then get all of the money. So
Wait, there's money in haunted houses?
yeah, you make money by finding the ghost. Some people are really good at gaming the system and finding out how to extort people for the paranormal, but that's neither here nor
Oh,
there.
wow. Okay. Yep. Love it. That's perfect. I now understand. Thank you.
I think I've played that game though before. I think I played it with you though, Kenny. Do you remember? It was a stupid like haunted house or some paranormal. No, it was a virtual reality game. And I think you were just trying to egg me on because you just wanted to see my lazy eye.
No, that's a different game. It's called Afflicted. It's on VR. And it's the haunted house walkthrough, right? Listen, any chance I can see your lazy eye, that's a good day.
Glad that somebody gets joy out of that.
It's the best.
Takes me 45 minutes to get back in.
That's what she said.
Jess, there was one time we took... Oh, my gosh. Jess, there was one time where we took Josh to Frightmares. Frightmares is not known for being super scary.
Now you tell me.
Unless you go on something that's I think, was it 3 or 4 spiders out of 5? I don't remember.
It was 2.
Oh, it was way too many.
But it was a haunted house, but it was like a pretty minor haunted house. And at the very end, there's a strobe light room where I think there were clowns with chainsaws. And obviously the chainsaws weren't hitting you because whatever. But the strobe lights were very affecting. And all I remember was Josh, he's running from one end of the room to another back and forth because he's just trying not to be touched. But when it's a strobe light, it looks like he's just standing still and screaming, but he's like turning different directions. And he's a bowling ball in this room.
I think I knocked down like 5 like 16-year-old
Absolutely
like volunteers or workers, whatever.
And we got out of there.
I felt bad.
And I looked at Josh, and Josh, I don't know if you realized this happened to you before. You probably did. But Josh's eye was, I don't know where it was, Josh. It was like a glass eye situation.
I mean, it pretty much was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the first time someone told you that, or have you always known when you get
scared?
No,
I've known that ever since I was a kid. It doesn't take much.
Which is funny, and we're leading right into what we want to talk about because, by the way, the day this episode airs is it National Paranormal Day?
Yes, it's U.S. National Paranormal Day.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so it's a little early Halloween conversation we're having now, but yeah, Josh, you don't actually oh, by the way, Jess, neither Josh nor Spencer like Halloween.
What? Why?
Why do you have to bring this up right now?
What's wrong with you?
Well, a lot of things.
My
but
2-year-old likes Halloween.
Jess, do you not listen to the show? We got in trouble for ranting about this and being anti-holiday.
I mean, listen. I listened to that
busted.
episode.
Busted.
I'm just trying to be engaged in the conversation because
Yeah,
I got
Spencer.
fired for that.
What's that? What's that? I was busy. No, as we said on past episodes, the reason I'm not too keen on Halloween is because corporations, it's too corporate now. You have to dress up at every company you work for, and they tell you how to dress up, and it just burned me out.
No, what's corporate about wearing tights on your own and capes? There's nothing corporate about that. It's making it weird.
Can't you do that every weekend?
Yeah, I know. It's not corporate. That's business casual. So
date night.
And Josh, it makes me laugh though because you don't like Halloween, you don't like scary movies. But when we've taken you, or I've been with you to ghost investigations, you get really into it. And it's not like you're scared then. It's not like you disapprove at that point.
No.
Is there a reason for that?
It's well, you took me to Cocaine Bear. I don't deal well with jump scares. It's mostly jump scares that really bring out that lazy eye.
You know what? I have to agree with that. I hate jump scares.
Thank you.
I think they're the stupidest thing.
Yeah, but you think they're stupid. You don't get scared of them, Jess, right?
Stop it.
They do get a reaction out of you, but it's not because it's actually scary. It's because there's someone screaming at your face on the screen.
No, it's scary.
I hate it.
No, it's scary. Especially when
so-
it's a cocaine bear.
0% scary, by the way.
Stop it.
It was so good.
I differ.
Okay, so Jess, could you go into like your history with the paranormal, like how long you've been investigating or how long you've been curious about it? And then obviously I want to talk about how basically you've been either haunted or protected or whatever.
Okay.
So
yeah.
you're basically
Yeah.
a member of the X-Men.
It's fine.
Basically.
Oh,
yeah.
she knows this. She's Kitty Pryde. Let's be real.
100% Kitty Pryde.
Absolutely.
Well, it started in 4th grade.
Oh, what?
when I dressed up as Peter Venkman for Halloween. No. But yeah, I've always really loved the paranormal. When I was in high school, ghost hunters was a really big thing.
Mhm.
So I watched a lot of YouTube videos of ghost hunters, and then I was like, that's really cool. I'm going to do that. So I would spend all of my time after school going to the library and looking up like haunted stuff online. You know, didn't really do a lot in high school, but when I got to college, I convinced my roommate that we were going to make a paranormal group,
Okay.
and we were going to go to ghost hunt one rainy night. And we went to the cemetery and like took a bunch of stupid pictures and like recorded some audio and stuff. And then I made a MySpace page.
Oh,
that was-
that's how long ago this
that
was.
says a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I made a MySpace page with our new little paranormal organization that I forced all of my college roommates to be in.
Did it have like animated like sparkles coming down when you open your page?
It did, absolutely. And we had like background music that was like spooky.
What was your name, by the way? Can I ask?
Sparkle Ghost 33.
Go on.
We were Logan, Utah Paranormal Association, also
Okay.
known as LUPA for short.
Okay.
I think I've seen those commercials.
Yeah, I remember you saying that name before. That's lupus.
But yeah, I posted a bunch of that, and I actually had someone from Utah Paranormal. Was that the name of it? Utah Paranormal Society or something?
Okay.
I can't remember their actual name.
The UPS, sure.
The guys with the really
Yeah.
like short brown shorts, right?
Oh no, it was okay. I remember it because it's actually PUTA, which
Oh,
in
that's not
Spanish
good.
is not a nice.
That's
name.
not good.
Yeah. Anyways, I got contacted by their founder, who invited me to join them on some investigations, and then I subsequently joined their team.
Okay.
So I've been doing it since like 2008 was the first time I joined like an actual team.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. So when did you, I mean, obviously you were kind of doing your own investigations. When did you start taking it seriously? Was it when you joined the new group and
Yeah,
you felt
it
like you
was
had more
when
of a responsibility?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because before that it was like for fun and we
Yeah.
like record some stuff, but it wasn't until I joined the new group that I actually like started catching like EVPs and like actually experiencing stuff. Like my very first investigation was the Kane Lyric Theater up in
Okay.
Logan.
Mm-hmm.
And it was with the team I was with, as well as Wasatch Paranormal Investigators,
'Kay.
which some of you may know that team, which was the other team I was with for a very long time.
Nice.
And there's apparently a spirit named Everett that sits up in the upper balcony seats, and I didn't know where someone was, and I went to look for them, and I went up to the upper balcony seats, and no one was up there. And I realized that little brand new investigator, I was too scared to go back downstairs by myself.
Oh, yeah.
So I just sat in a chair and was like, I feel real creeped out right now, but I'm too scared to move. And a couple of people came out onto the stage and saw me sitting up there by myself, and they were like, Jess has got real balls, man. She's a real badass. She's sitting up there by herself. And I was like,
You're like, someone
"Yes,
carry me out of here.
absolutely,
I can't do
yes."
this. Wait, so did you interact with this Everett spirit?
Oh my gosh, the first EVP I ever heard live. So
Okay.
we had a tape recorder called a Marantz, and essentially you could like plug in a headset and hear audio as it was being recorded. And we were walking from the old portion of the building to the new portion of the building,
Mm-hmm.
and someone said, "Oh, it just got really cold." And we heard someone whisper, "Wear a coat."
Oh,
Wow.
And I lost my mind because it was like right in my ear. No one else heard it except for the two of us that were wearing a headset at the time. And we rewound it and listened to it over and over again. And that just, I was hooked from that time on, because
Yeah.
it just blew my mind that, one, we got a response, and two, it was joking.
You
and
got
making fun of
reprimanded.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, be a little smarter about this.
Yeah.
Was that your first interaction or first experience, I should say?
No, it wasn't my first experience.
Okay.
In high school, when I started getting to the paranormal, I growing up, I always kind of felt like there was a spirit kind of hanging around me, and I always just referred to him as James.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
just kind of the name.
Pretty
I felt.
nonchalant, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just the name I felt he was. And
Okay.
I think I was like a junior in high school, and I was downstairs playing my piano, and I saw a little boy poke his head around the corner and look at me of the piano.
Oh.
And
Wow.
I stopped, and his face disappeared, and I looked at my cat, and she was also looking at the piano, and I was like, she saw it too.
Yeah. Animals know.
Yeah. So I picked her up, and we went outside, and I waited for my mom to get home as like a 17-year-old girl.
I would do that right
So,
now.
Yeah. But yeah, it was the same kid I always felt like I had around me growing up. And I feel like he showed himself to me as in his child form, because that's what I knew him as.
Okay.
But as I've grown older, he showed himself to me as he's growing older as well. And
What do you mean?
He appears older now. Like, he doesn't appear as a child
No, I
anymore.
mean, but are you seeing this, James,
So yes,
regularly?
So, not regularly.
Does Robert know?
Okay.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Does Robert know?
Does Robert know? We don't talk about that. But James, I've actually come to find out is one of my two spirit guides that I have. So when he first appeared and freaked me out, he didn't show himself for another 3 or 4 years.
Okay. Wow.
And then occasionally he'll show himself to me, but usually I can just feel he's there, especially if I'm on an investigation. I feel him around pretty heavily, and sometimes I have to tell him to kind of back off, because he'll keep things away from me.
So there was one time we were at what building was this in Salt Lake? The one downtown.
The Zions?
It's like not the Capitol building, but the one right by the library. What is that giant, the courthouse building?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you and I were in there, Jess, and we were in, I think, the first floor. I don't know, but we were isolated. The halls are really echoey. You can almost get no recordings because you're just hearing something that's like a floor away at that point. But we were having this conversation. I think this is the first time you've ever told me about your guide or protector. And you're like, I'm getting nothing tonight because I think James is kind of blocking everything from me. And I was like, oh, go on. Wait, so there's a spirit here right now. And I really didn't understand because there's so much of it I don't know.
Yeah.
And so you often have to tell him to basically back off for a little bit. It's kind of for fun, or what?
So my team that I helped create, we
Mhm.
do a lot of residential. So we'll go in and help people, and sometimes those spirits can be a little more aggressive.
Sure.
So sometimes he gets really overprotective in those situations. So sometimes I have to tell him hey, I'm okay. You need to back off so I can interact and figure out what's going on here, and that I will let you know if I need you, sort of thing. Please
So what does
don't
that
interfere.
feel like? Is everyone else kind of feeling certain energy, and you're like, I'm getting nothing because I have a blocker, essentially? Or do you feel like an opposing energy?
Yeah, I can feel a few different ways. Sometimes I just am not feeling anything.
Okay.
There was one instance where we were at Fort Douglas, I think, on one of the tours that we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a really dark energy that I could feel was pacing around a lot. And it was almost kind of there was a 10-feet barrier, and I could feel it outside of that 10 feet pacing back and forth.
Interesting.
But within that 10 feet, it wasn't getting anywhere near me.
Like it knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fascinating because I'm sitting here thinking oh my gosh, I've had a lot of similar experiences. And one thing I'd love some clarification here is when you talk about spirit guide. I don't know. I've heard the term before, and maybe some of our listeners have as well. But what exactly is a spirit guide? How would you describe that?
Yeah, my only point of reference would be Shaman King, and I'm pretty sure you're not going into battle.
Or raiding the Capitol.
I mean, you don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have two, and they're vastly different in personality, actually. But James has kind of been the one that's been with me my entire life, and I've always kind of felt like he's somewhere on my family side. he's related to me somehow, and that's how he's always just kind of been protective of me ever since I was like really little. The other one I actually met at the Bear and Woolen Mill.
Oh, yeah.
The Bear and Woolen Mill
Mhm.
is the first time he showed up. And I don't know like what his relation is or anything. I feel like if you talk to anyone, they're gonna give you a bunch of different explanations. Like I don't think anyone really knows the answers to everything.
Yeah.
Me personally, I believe that they can be family. Some people will say that they can't be family. I do think people like ancestors or whatever will sometimes come back and like watch over you, or they feel like a special connection to you in particular. So that's just kind of my belief. Is
Okay.
So when people are a little more sensitive or a little more open to the paranormal, spirit guides will kind of step in to just kind of help protect you in that sense.
So, Josh, what do you feel?
Well, it's interesting because I've kind of felt that same thing. Ever since I've been probably about the same time that James kind of came into your life, I was about that age when I started feeling the presence. I've never really seen anything, but I've always felt that there's somebody by the name of Roger that just kind of hangs out around me, kind of protects me, whatever, and felt that pretty much for the past 20 plus years. And just interesting. And I feel like I feel like he's family, but I don't know. It's just it's interesting because I've kind of always felt that ever since I was a teenager, but it wasn't really until I started getting more into paranormal investigating and everything the past 10, 12 years.
Right. Is that something you asked Ben, your brother, about?
I haven't talked too much about it with family.
Okay.
Just because it kind of it feels weird talking about it, you know, like, so Roger, you know.
Yeah.
Josh, I'm pretty sure in your family that'd be normal. Like that's normal dinner conversation.
Like, you guys share a basement ghost, the one that jumps on the bed.
Yeah,
you know?
bed ghost.
Yeah.
And the thing is that's true. I'm like, I should probably just bring this all up in the next family dinner, but
yeah,
I've just always kind of felt this, felt that kind of presence. But do you think it's just protecting you when you do investigating? Is it just because you're more sensitive to, I guess, everything around you?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Or is this like a guardian angel type situation?
I mean, I think they can show up really for anyone that needs them. I think people that are more sensitive probably experience it a lot more just because you are more open, you are a little bit more vulnerable to things.
Well, okay, let me jump off of that. Spencer, do you feel like you're sensitive? Do you ever feel anything like that?
No.
Because I can speak for myself and say no. In Jess, you've known me for a decade.
Yeah.
And I'm often in my own head. I am concerned a lot about myself, as we know. And I'm not even a good people watcher because I'm not a good observer because I'm too focused on maybe trying to entertain or just, people please or something that I don't know if I would sense a presence around me.
Yeah.
And so there's sometimes, and Spencer, this is where I want to ask you too, is like, do we possibly have this guardian angel or guide, but we don't know it? Or do you think they're like, we couldn't get through anyway, so why bother? Right? Do we all have this potential?
I have no idea because it's not like I haven't been open to it. I've gone on the ghost hunts and things like that.
Yeah.
Even on my own before I knew you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just always been like a block, or there's potential there, or maybe you're right. Maybe there's somebody that's got my back and it's like, no, you don't need to get into this.
Yeah, it's like you have no idea. I'll block you from it anyways. I don't know. I wonder.
Yeah, so do I, because and the weird thing is I don't know. I've always wondered though, because I've been sensitive to some of those feelings, if I am somewhat empathic. I've been told by friends in the past that I probably am not, but I don't know. It's just it's a hard feeling to like shake.
What the heck is an empath, Jess? Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Because I become quite cynical in my time.
Yeah, that's understandable because a lot of times narcissists can mask as empaths.
Sure.
And it's because narcissists are also really great at reading emotion.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But the thing that sets empaths and narcissists kind of apart is like empaths are all about like feeling that emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I was recent. I'm going to talk about this a little bit because it's like very pertinent to my life at
Yeah.
the time. Now, I recently got diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay.
And as
Welcome to
I've
the
been-
club.
Yay! It's the best club.
Listen, Spencer and I haven't been diagnosed yet, but we're probably in the club.
That's fair.
We're just jealous.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
You just want to be.
So that is in reference to
Yeah. So as I was like researching it and understanding it a little bit more, it's actually been shown that people with ADHD are actually very empathic. And it's because we are like people that are neurodivergent pick up on a lot on like subtle cues and like changes in atmosphere and like emotions and things like that. We just naturally notice those differences.
Okay.
And so I think just being aware of that and feeling those shifts and those changes is kind of what allows us to be a little more empathic and pick up on those things.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sitting here. I'm like, yes. Like, no, I completely. That makes
Like,
sense.
It makes
Well,
sense.
it
Yeah.
does.
I mean, so you guys are obviously like in that case that would prove the rule. It sounds like from what you're saying, Jess. But did you always kind of wonder why me before?
Yeah, I absolutely did. And
Why am I feeling this?
yeah. Yeah, and I found my birth mom about like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, by the way, that story
Wow.
is nuts.
that's another crazy story.
That's another crazy story.
Another story for another day.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, for another day.
Yeah.
But like just talking to her, we had a lot of like shared experiences in that sense. And that
Okay.
was like wild to me that like I had never met this woman before, but
Mhm.
like our brains functioned a lot in the same way and we had a lot of shared experiences, especially like spirituality and things like that was very similar.
Oh,
It's
man.
so cool.
I
I'm sure it sounds like, sorry, Josh, I just cut you off, but like
no.
the more that you age, the more you find out you're finding answers to why,
Yeah.
right? That's super cool. Because I'd be stressed. I would be sometimes maybe laying there in bed hearing noises or whatever it was and be like, why? Why me? Can I just go to bed? Why is my brain doing this?
Oh,
That has happened.
Yeah.
I lived in a haunted house when I was in West Jordan.
Okay.
Like there was stuff there. I couldn't sleep some nights because things would not shut up. When I moved to Mill Creek,
Mhm.
like I was like, oh my gosh, this house is not haunted. It feels so at peace. Like I feel nothing here.
Oh,
It was just kind of crazy.
okay.
no, I'm in that same boat. Like my childhood home, I felt a lot as a kid, and I remember at night I'd pray and I'm like, Heavenly Father, I know that angels exist. I know that they're here because I could always feel them, right? But I'm just like, please bless that I don't see them, because I'm like, I mean, legit, I probably would have lived my whole life with a lazy eye if I saw a ghost when I was that young. But at my parents' house that I just moved out of, bed ghost, and that was more of a constant kind of feeling for me. And then when I moved here, hardly anything. I mean, not that I haven't had experiences, but far and few between.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. When your interpersonal relationships change, for example, both of you have been married now, Jess, you for a number of years, and Josh just in the past year, because you're not in your own head as much, because you have more responsibilities, do you feel like do you feel like that decreases because you're more distracted with life?
Or because you have somebody to share it with?
Yeah, I mean, because I have no idea. Or is it just where you live, or maybe you're a happier person now?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I've been married twice and it's two very different experiences.
Yeah. Well, there was a bad experience and a good experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Robert's the good one, right?
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I just wonder if sometimes when you're in your own head, or just sitting in a room alone or playing a game or whatever, if that energy is felt more rather than, oh, I'm making dinner or I'm just helping my kid with homework or whatever, playing with nieces and nephews. Like if it's just different, maybe
I would
not.
say maybe yes.
Okay.
I guess speaking from my experience, yes, especially at night. When I was living at my parents' place, I would often feel pretty much the energy of everything that was in that house.
Okay.
And it's a different energy here. Not saying that it was necessarily a bad thing at my parents' place, but we could kind of delve into the reasons why, if there's some type of portal or whatever, who knows.
Sure.
But it's definitely different. I still feel a lot. The more I've experienced the past year, especially being married, the more I'm kind of accepting that, you know what, maybe I am more empathic, or maybe I am empathic compared to what I've been told in the past by others.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I'm okay with that, because thinking of being empathic, you'd kind of think that, it was like Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg or something,
Sure.
like
Yeah.
she's, listening to Patrick Swayze or whatever.
Something jumps in your body and then you
Yeah.
speak.
And then,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden, Whoopi Goldberg and Demi Moore are making out, and it changes your whole.
Well,
know.
hold on. Okay. We'll get back to that in another show.
Yeah, that's another show. Let's just say I became a man watching Ghost.
Oh, I don't like this.
Oh gosh,
The pottery scene, though.
that's
Oh,
more than I ever wanted to hear.
Jess, save us.
Yes.
I mean, well, I would say, a lot of people hear the word empathic and they think psychic,
Mhm.
and that's not it at all.
Okay.
They're two very different things. And working with a lot of people in the paranormal, a lot of people that are sensitive experience things differently. Like for me, it's very much emotions and like feeling energy.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with people on my team who sense colors and like see colors and auras. So it's just like different things. It's not necessarily like you're psychic and a ghost is speaking to you. 'Cause
Sure.
I don't necessarily experience that.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten voices on occasion and like
Yeah.
sometimes like visuals on occasion, but primarily for me it's like emotions. And Josh, you should not let anyone tell you that you're not empathic, because like you're feeling your emotions more than anyone else is. You know what you're feeling.
Well, exactly. And that's kind of what I've come to the realization that, like, wait a second, somebody who doesn't know what I'm experiencing and what I'm feeling is telling me that I'm not empathic, or I'm not feeling a certain way. But like, no,
Okay. So,
Yeah.
but how do you use empathy? That sounds weird. How do you, when you're an empath, how do you use that in your daily life, right? Let's say you walk into a public place. Can you sense someone has like violence in them?
Yes.
Or maybe that someone needs help on the other hand? Can you sense both?
Yes.
Do you know who it is? Or can you just sense it in the room?
I very much, when I see people, like even if it's just like a picture or a video, I can very much get a good feel of like their energy and if I like their energy or not.
Okay.
And you kind of remove yourself from the situation or help in some cases.
Yes. So because I also like to think of myself as a very kind person.
Yeah.
When
She
I
says.
get
I'd agree with that.
she's the Whoopi Goldberg of us all.
I mean, when sometimes I do get feelings that I'm like, oh, I don't so much jive with their energy, I really try to give people a chance. And more times than not, that has bitten me in the butt
Oh.
in the end.
I'm the same way. I've honestly, like, usually I can walk into a room and I can feel the emotion or the energy of that room, and I kind of, whatever. More often than not, it's just me acknowledging what's going on in the room. But specifically with relationships and that, like, I've learned especially the past year, that my first my first feelings, my first thoughts of people are usually the right feeling or thought. And I keep fighting that.
Yeah.
And it just, you let that in, you let them in, and you're like, man, why didn't I just listen to myself in the first place?
It's almost like there's a tortured soul, but it may actually be an emotional black hole. But you guys being white knights, you're like, hey, that person needs help and I can help. But truly, you can be destroyed by that. Is that what you're saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the worst thing about being an empath.
Sure.
Josh, you're really good at putting pets on KSL. You need to get better at putting people on it.
It's free. Take it now.
Free friend. No, this is fascinating. And yeah, I mean, it's good detection. Like, it's a good radar. It's difficult. Once again, I can't read stuff like this.
Could you do the audiobook version?
Yeah, right? Yeah, thank you, Spencer.
But see, I think for me, yeah, it really is just, it's reading, it's being able to read the room. I've been in situations too where I know that I need to get out of the situation because as odd as it sounds, like I don't know if this is empathic or if this is more like maybe I'm psychic, but like usually I can tell if like I'm gonna hurt myself or if I'm gonna like biff it or fall or whatever, and so I have to kind of take myself out of that situation.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, have you experienced this on runs?
Yeah, actually I have.
Okay.
Yeah, where I like I will either avoid running somewhere or I will like be extra cautious or take myself off of the road or whatever if I feel like I'm at all in danger. So I don't know. But then again, I don't know. Maybe that's just me because I just don't want to biff it and fall again because I've injured myself so many times.
Yeah.
Is that just like an energy shift, or are you like sensing like, oh, this is gonna happen if I go this direction?
It's probably more so an energy shift where something just feels out out of kilter or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I need to be careful, or I just need to avoid this right now where I'm at.
Yeah,
or like not do anything. I don't know. It's weird. Again, I'm just discovering or embracing this, right?
it could be, it's very spiritual. It's very religious, because a lot of religious people would say that's a voice that's literally you're given.
A still small
that
voice.
That could direct you.
Mm-hmm.
But it honestly sounds, and I feel like we all have something like that, whatever you want to call it.
Him Devin Sawa.
But I feel like the two of you, and maybe all of us, you have extra help. And I'm not saying you need it, but at least you can sense it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the very fact that you can give it a name, right, and kind of go, oh yeah, this has been a companion for me for 25 years.
And just this conversation here with you, Jess, like I honestly have not even said the name Roger to anybody else because I just thought that's kind of weird that I feel like this person has been with me, but it's like, man, okay, like I'm not alone in this thinking, and so this has been like therapy. I feel like I owe you like a $15 copay.
No, this is good. It's
Thank
like
you.
You do.
When we started, I was like, okay, we're going to talk about ghost hunts. It's going to be super cool. Honestly, Jess, I'm just going to bring you back.
Okay.
So that we can talk about ghost hunts, because it's Paranormal Day, but it's like this is a part of it. There's a supernatural aura.
I was gonna say this is kind of like the other side of the coin, but there's a lot of sides, so it's more like a D20.
Oh,
This is just
you're
one
talking
side
Jess's
of the
language now.
paranormal
Yeah.
I'm lost.
This is the Nat 20 side. We won. Sorry, you guys.
So if you roll a nat or if you roll a 1, are you narcissistic? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay. Yeah. Like I was saying, guys, and Jess specifically, girl, because we have a girl on the show and it's awesome.
She's married, Kent.
I know, but we're like besties.
Oh, that would be so weird regardless. I'm
Hey.
sorry.
It's not like Kenny has almost gotten stuck in a situation.
Okay. We're not talking
stickier.
about me. We have a guest, and so it's not about me. I'm vain. But anyways, Jess, it's been way too long since we've been on a show together. Could I call you 10 minutes before the next time we record, or just sometime in the future? Because
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't have a life.
Oh, stop that right now.
Let's give her more than 10 minutes next time.
Absolutely. But like I said, I want to talk about the scary stuff. What were you saying, Spencer?
I have one more question, though, because, this is the first girl we've had on the show. Have you ever asked out girls that you've had on your shows?
Wait, to me or to Jess?
No, you. Jess isn't asking girls out on her
Like,
show.
have I asked out myself? Because, like,
No. Oh, well, to answer your question, Spencer, on Bacon Cell, any female guest we had, I would ask out on a date for a while. But then I decided that was a bad idea. It was a really bad idea. But it also led to the invention of Zach, so that's a good thing. Anyways, that's a whole story altogether.
But you've gone on a date with Zach?
Are you Zach's baby daddy?
Hey, look, no comment. Okay, but Jess, obviously you and I have a lot of history as far as ghost hunts go. We've even been on some fairly recently, and hopefully this summer we'll get to go again. But there's some funny stuff that happens, but I also want to ask you about like the, I guess the tricks of the trade that some people kind of bring to the table or claim is verified. And so just for everyone listening, like our audience loves this crap.
Oh yeah.
And by this crap, I mean it's freaking awesome. So yeah, if you could come back, that would be great.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Basically.
Oh, there are tons of ghost investigation stories that I would, I would love to dive into, and that I remember having with you as well, Jess. That, yeah, no, we definitely need to bring you back here.
Yeah,
sooner rather than later.
I'm down. Like, I've had a blast. Thank you guys so much for inviting me.
Next time we'll give you more than 10 minutes.
Yes.
Happy Paranormal Day.
I'd say hi to James, but that scares me at the same time. So
I'll send him your way.
Guys, since it is Paranormal Day today, International Paranormal Day, National Paranormal Day, whatever.
National.
Okay.
U.S. National Paranormal Day.
U.S. National Paranormal Day, whatever.
Yeah.
We have a little contest. All right. So we have 3 EVPs that we have embedded somewhere in this episode. Now it's up to you to find these 3 EVPs.
Did we summon a demon?
Well, if you call my voice,
Is Ronald McDonald a
Yes.
demon?
Okay, so there are 3
Grimace?
Yeah, grimaces for sure. 3 scattered EVPs throughout this
Yes.
episode.
yes.
So if you heard, and an EVP is basically a whispering, something that may sound like a background noise and may be background noise.
yes,
But we're
but
supposed
they're
to find out what it says.
yes. So you
Okay.
need to find out what it says. So there's 3 of them, right? Hopefully there's no more than 3. If there's more,
Yeah, thanks, Jess. We'll blame you.
yikes. It's just James. Anyway, make sure to comment below in any of our social media posts. If anybody who guessed the EVPs correctly, we'll put it into a drawing, and we'll have a gift card.
Crave cookies.
Yeah, to Crave Cookies.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and Kenny, you can't
10,000
win.
calorie cookies.
You can't
Dang
win.
it. Dang it. They're so good.
So yes, so we will have a gift card to Crave Cookies for the winner. So again, find the 3, comment in any of the social media posts or whatever, and then we'll take everybody, put them in a drawing, and we'll draw one lucky winner. So
Okay.
may the odds ever be in your favor.
All right. And before we go, Jess, just because you joined us for the show and you were so gracious, do you want to put out a plug of anything that you have? Any gaming channels or anything?
Yeah, so I do stream occasionally on Twitch if you want to find me. My username is Mori Ruska, and that's MoriRuska. Don't ask me what it means. I'm too embarrassed about it.
One of your names. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like 1 of 5.
Dragon Slayer. It's fine.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I just play some spooky games with friends. Sometimes we do Final Fantasy and
All right.
just have fun.
That sounds like fun. I should join. Okay.
Yeah, you should.
You
Maybe.
should.
You have a computer.
All right. Well, thanks again, Jess. And Josh, if you want to lead us out.
Sure thing. Hey guys, if you're still listening, thank you. We understand that there are a ton of podcasts out there that you can choose from. So the fact that you choose to lend us your ear means a lot. Now, since we have your ear, we want to make sure that we are connecting with you, whether that's through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You can follow the other show on any of those social media platforms. And additionally, you can connect with us through our Facebook group, The Other Group. It's a fun little community that you can connect with not just us, but other fans of the other show as well. Now, despite being seasoned podcasters, this is still a fairly new podcast. So please do us a solid by hitting the subscribe button on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, whether that's Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, and we're even on YouTube. Subscribing helps others find the other show much easier. Also, please leave us a review. We really do read each and every one of them, even those irrelevant 1-star reviews. Now, if leaving a written review isn't your thing, you can always call my voicemail at 801-508-4989 with that comment, question, complaint, or even suggestion. You can even call my voicemail just to say hi if you want. Again, that phone number is 801-508-4989. 4989. But when you're not here listening to us, remember that you can listen to me on my other show, The Party in the Back.
You can hear me on my other show, Bacon Cell.
And on my other show,